Is remarriage adultery? The Pharisees came to Jesus Christ, challenging him about divorce. They were referring to Deuteronomy, where it is written that if a man finds displeasure in his wife, he may give her a certificate of divorce and send her forth from his house, and she may become the wife of another man. So the Pharisees, knowing that scripture, came to Jesus asking, is it lawful for a man to divorce his wife for just any reason? So Jesus, addressing that scripture, said to them, it was permitted because of the hardness of people's hearts. But I say, whoever divorces his wife and marries another commits adultery. And anyone who marries a divorced woman commits adultery. Dear friends, Jesus set the new standard. He made it clear that remarriage was not part of God's plan. That is why the Apostle Paul said, according to what the Lord showed him, that it was the Lord's command that a woman who becomes divorced, remains single, or she reconciles. You see, the Lord commanded and showed us that marriage was for keeps, where a man leaves his family and is joined to his wife, and they become one flesh. So Jesus said, let no one separate them. But unfortunately in this age, in fact ever since the time the world began, people have been divorcing each other and not being faithful to their marriage commitment. But it didn't change the fact that God didn't approve of it. Just because people do something doesn't mean that it's right. So now as Christians, we have to apply His commands and His standard of morality in our lives, and not let the world and our circumstances dictate to us their own standard of morality. Because God's standard is the only standard that we should be aligning ourselves with. So, remarriage is adultery, as long as the first spouse is still alive. If you are caught up in this situation and you have turned to Christ, He has forgiven us, but it doesn't mean that we are free to continue in adultery. Rather, you need to take your situation to the Lord and ask Him how His commands fit your situation and what you should do in your situation with His commands, because His commands are clear. And they're not changed according to people sinning. People can break His commands all they want. They can commit adultery all they want, but it doesn't make it right. It doesn't make remarriage while the first spouse is alive right. Jesus bless you.